Well, welcome back to another video here on the channel where I upload every single day. We're back on that schedule of 3 uploads or 2 every single day. So, what I thought I would do for the channel is I said I've been doing more stuff on the channel and I do horror stuff on the channel. Majority I do horror stuff. So I decided why not do something a little different than a lot of channels actually do, and I just dig up some old horror movie news, whether that be for movies or TV shows. So I decided to discuss and talk about that there was going to be a CW Friday the 13th pilot 2016. Now this actually was a thing this was circulating 2016, 2017, maybe even part 2015. Before I go into the article, um, what do I think of a Friday the 13th show including Jason? I'm pretty sure this was going to include Jason. Haven't read this article in years. Um, if you do a Friday the 13th TV show with Jason, it's going to be so predictable because Jason's the killer, right? What you could do, but Jason's the money maker, so you know they want to do this. If you want to go the TV route for Jason, okay, well, your first season is going to have to be the mother. Your first season, right? It's going to have to start off with Pamela Voorhees, but you don't see Pamela. That's the thing. You don't see Pamela as the killer. As a viewer, you think it's Jason or if it's Pamela. That's the thing too. How are you going to hide that you're casting for Pamela? Everything gets leaked nowadays. Music, movies, movie news, everything gets leaked. Every single thing gets leaked. Everything you make or talked about gets leaked. So you really think they're going to be able to hide a Pamela Voorhees casting? They're not going to be able to hide that. I think that will be interesting for them to, for us to see a Pamela Voorhees kind of like arc, I guess you could say, where like the first season is just Pamela. You don't find out she's the killer until like the final episode, and then they have like a big twist review. But then she's still gotta be the killer for the second season, to where Jason can't come in until the second or mid third season. That's really the only way a CW TV show with Jason could work, is if you have Pamela involved some way and somehow. That's really the only way it will work, but I'm going to read this article right here. And it states the CW was developing a Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake TV series to explore the origins of Jason Voorhees. In April of that year, it was reported that CW passed on the pilot. Now, if I do remember this article, I'll link it in the description for you guys. It says had passed on the pilot. The CW executive session for the television critics was first a chance to ask CW Mark officially what went wrong. During the panel, briefly confirmed that he was no longer developing the series, speaking with reporters further after the panel. I think we all kind of know why he kind of fell through, and he just kind of not allowed to say it. We had better pilots, said. Bottom line, we thought we had a strong things to go with, and we didn't go forward with it. The three new series Steve picked up are Frequent, No Tomorrow in the Fall, and Riverdale. Riverdale's a good show. I like Riverdale. The premiere Friday the 13th pilot reportedly focused on a detective looking for a missing brother in Camp Crystal Lake, long after serial killer Jason had stopped terrorizing the camp. The detective would uncover the true story of Jason, that kind of hockey Mexico of a long returning franchise. Um, so he just couldn't see the series going beyond the pilot. Yeah, that that's what I'm saying. How can you go after the pilot? And how can you even make the pilot? That's basically making what they did in the 90s. But you're mentioning Jason in this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they had like a Friday the 13th, like a anthology type thing, right? They had like a anthology type thing. Um, they basically just used the name Friday the 13th. That was still hot, even in the 90s. That title was still hot. To me, yes. Mark, again, that's his last name. I can't pronounce it. But Mark, yeah, he is right. How can you go past the pilot? And so, yes, that first episode seems interesting. But even then, okay, you can start out like that. You can start out like that. But you gotta take a Jason out of the equation. Because in that episode, Jason's going to have to show up. Jason's going to have to show up if this TV show happened. Here's the thing: if this TV show happened and it was going to reboot, it was going to whatever it was going to do, Jason had to show up in the first episode if you mention him, because you're on the grounds of Camp Crystal Lake. Jason's just not going to lay dead somewhere. He's not going to do that. So you would have had to take the whole Jason thing out of the equation. And then again, it sounds kind of too familiar, like something we've had before. Yes, he wasn't a detective, but do you remember that guy who was looking for his missing daughter in the remake? That's what they kind of was doing with this. Except for it's not a detective. It's just they was basically going to sound like they was basically going to use the missing person. It sounds like they was going to use the whole missing person aspect from the remake, and I think that is kind of whack. They would have kind of rip off the remake like that, and I love the remake, but they would have did that for some apparent reason. As we well written, Pazza said it was darker than we wanted it to be, and his then believe had very good pilot, but it's the I mean, I do think it's a good pilot. I think it's a good pilot. But you gotta take Jason out of the equation. And he said it was darker than we wanted it. So they didn't want to go too dark. It's CW, so what is not too dark for them? Are we talking PG-13 TV? You see what I'm saying? It sounds like they would have watered Jason down. I don't want him watered down. Steve Long Mitchell and Craig W. Van Sickle developed Friday the pilot, and they could try again in other networks after the CW deal expires at the end of the year. They will be free once our rights to the script go away in December. That's interesting. Are they going to go back to that ideal when it's time to do a movie or something again? Although he has referred to nothing that was darker than he wanted. Is to open to bring more horror shows to the network, which he really hasn't. The CW is currently on a vampire show, The Vampire Diaries, and the originals on long. The show's Empire Romance Network also airs iZombie. iZombie's good, but it's not a horror show. A mystery show about a crime-solving zombie. iZombie's good, but it's not a horror show. Big believer in it. If you could do it right, it goes a long way. Number one, the pilot sounds good. You gotta take Jason out of the equation. You can't have Jason until most likely until what, like the second or third season, so you don't make it predictable. But not only that, like this Perez guy, if I'm saying his name right, where's his name? So I'm gonna highlight it. Here it is. Perez. His first name is Mark Perez. Highlighted thing right there. He said he didn't want it to be too dark. A Jason movie or TV show should be dark, gritty, gory, and realistic. It shouldn't be tamed. That's what he wanted. Kind of glad that show didn't happen, to be honest. But I'm really glad that didn't happen. But yeah. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're a first time viewer. Let me know if you are Let me know if you are going to like this new series where I dig up old horror news. I think this will be something cool and something different than a lot of channels are doing. So yeah, until next time.